Flushing Meadows Corona Park. Located at Grand Central Parkway, Van Wyck Expressway, Queens, New York City. The fastest way to Corona Park from Manhattan is by Subway 7 to Met's Willets Point Subway Station. Citi Field is a baseball stadium located in Flushing Meadows Corona Park, in the borough of Queens. Opening in 2009, Citi Field is the home ballpark of Major League Baseball's New York Mets. The stadium was built as a replacement for the adjacent Shea Stadium, which had opened in 1964. Tulips everywhere around the stadium.
Stadium, Citi Field, Flushing, Queens, Corona Park.
Beautiful flowers everywhere. Home Run Apple, a historic landmark icon of the stadium. Tom Seaver statue. On April 15, 2022, at their season home opener, the New York Mets unveiled a statue of Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Tom Seaver. The statue of Seaver is made of bronze and stands 10 feet high from the granite base, which is molded to look like a pitcher's mound. It weighs around 2,000 pounds with an additional 1,200 pounds of stainless steel. Historic Passerelle Pedestrian Bridge. The 1,110-foot promenade was built in 1939. The last time it received a major overhaul was just before the 1964 World's Fair. Underneath the Passerelle are Parks Department office buildings, including a worker training office and the NYC Transit Yard. MTA New York City Transit, Corona Train Yard. A lot of trains are parked here, and I mean a lot. David Dinkins Circle, historical landmark. In memoriam to former New York City Mayor David Dinkins, the city's first black mayor, we first shared the history of the Manhattan Municipal Building, which was renamed for him. But even lesser known is David Dinkins Circle. Avenue of the Americas. Cherry blossoms are in full bloom at the park. George Washington as Master Mason statue. Sakura seeds donated by the Cherry Association of Japan were presented by then-young President Shigeru Inagaki to Betsy Gottbaum, Commissioner of New York Parks, on April 3, 2001. 168 cherry trees nursed by Bobby Zapala in the greenhouses of Van Cortlandt Park were planted at Flushing Meadows Corona Park. NYC Park's retired playground animals. Squirrels roaming around for the spring season. Rocket Thrower is a 1963 bronze sculpture by American sculptor Donald DeLue, created for the 1964 New York World's Fair. Stands 43 feet 13 meters high and depicts an athletic and godlike man launching, with his right hand, a small sphere into the sky which leaves an arcing trail of flames behind. His left hand is raised skyward and reaches for a swirl of stars which encircle the path of the rocket. Rocket Thrower's left leg strains and crouches with his left foot planted on an arched perch. His right leg extends fluidly. On the front of the perch facing the Unisphere are 3 distinct stars arranged in an angled line across its short width. Is a spherical stainless steel representation of the Earth in Flushing Meadows Corona Park in the borough of Queens in New York City. The globe was designed by Gilmore D. Clark as part of his plan for the 1964 New York World's Fair. Commissioned to celebrate the beginning of the space age, the Unisphere was conceived and constructed as the theme symbol of the World's Fair. The Unisphere, built as the theme symbol for the 1965 World's Fair, has since become the main sculptural feature of the park. It stands on the site occupied by the Perisphere during the earlier fair. This park gets its name from 2 adjacent communities, Flushing and Corona. Flushing, to the east, was a Dutch settlement originally called Vlissingen, after a city in the Netherlands. By the mid-1600s, residents had shortened the name to Vlissing, which would become Flushing with the arrival of British settlers. To the west of the park is Corona, originally called West Flushing. It became known as Corona in the late 1800s. This name is thought to have come from Italian immigrants who moved into residences developed by the Crown Building Company. Arthur Ashe Stadium. Big U.S. Open matches take place on this center court in Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. Arthur Ashe Stadium is a tennis arena at Flushing Meadows Corona Park in Queens, New York City. Part of the USDA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. It is the main stadium of the U.S. Open Tennis Tournament and has a capacity of 23,771, making it the largest tennis stadium in the world. The Queen's Museum. Three structures were retained from the 1939 fair. Meanwhile, several new structures and attractions were created, including the Unisphere, Shea Stadium, the New York Hall of Science, and Queens Botanical Garden. The latter three were intended as permanent attractions for the future park. One of the city's most iconic parks, and the site of 2 20th century World's Fairs, Flushing Meadows Corona Park continues to draw and delight visitors. From historic walks to scenic trails to sports and activities, there's always something to do here. You can play soccer, baseball, tennis, volleyball, cricket, and more. Work out at our recreation center or our indoor pool. Explore the park's lakes and trails by foot, bike, or kayak. Or visit one of the park's many cultural and civic institutions. Spend your day in a park that has it all.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.
Ho, ho, ho!